We're midway through the console generation with the Xbox Series S and X, and Microsoft have decided not to bring a Pro mid-gen console to market. Game engines are getting more demanding, and fans are asking for higher fidelity graphics in big AAA games. But Xbox and AMD have partnered to use even more power right now from the Xbox Series X console, and it's going to make games look and play better than ever. Xbox Series X still has a bit of headroom left over once concessions are made, and part of what fans can look forward to with their current console lays out a roadmap for sharper and faster responding games when they move into next generation. But it can happen right now. AMD is working on continued software support for Xbox Series S and X that will increase resolution presentation and leave a performance budget for better frame rates. Developers on high-clip workflows like Unreal Engine 5 now have access to software-based boost upgrades to performance on set hardware like the Xbox Series X. The consoles are based on RDNA 2 architecture, the early 2020 era AMD set of hardware features for games. AMD is working on combining the current RDNA into a unified UNDA. The introduction of AMD's UNDA architecture could have several impacts on console gaming, like enhanced performance. By unifying RDNA and CDNA, AMD can streamline their development process, potentially leading to more powerful and efficient GPUs on current hardware. This could translate to a better graphics, higher frame rates, and overall improved performance. Improved capability. A unified architecture means that developers can more easily optimize games across different platforms, including consoles. This could lead to more consistent gaming experiences and quicker adoption of new technologies. Advanced features. With the combined strength of RDNA and CDNA, UNDA might see advanced features like better ray tracing, AI-driven enhancements, and more sophisticated physics simulations becoming a standard in console games. Future-proofing. This unified approach could make it easier for consoles to stay relevant longer, as updates and improvements can be more seamlessly integrated into the existing architecture. This means Xbox didn't need a Pro model. Overall, AMD's UDNA architecture promises to bring a host of benefits to Xbox, potentially making future consoles more powerful, versatile, and capable of delivering cutting-edge gaming experiences. In 2025, AMD is expected to introduce some new exciting software-based support for the current consoles. Jack Huna of AMD said, quote, "Going forward, we're thinking about not just RDNA 5 or RDNA 6, RDNA 7, but UNDA architecture. We plan the next 3 generations because once we get the optimizations, I don't want to have to change the memory hierarchy and then we lose a lot of optimizations. So we're kind of forcing that issue about full forward and backward compatibility. We do that on Xbox today. It's very doable, but requires advanced planning. It's a lot more work to do, but that's the direction we're going." Close quote. One clear potential pain point has been the lack of dedicated AI acceleration units in RDNA, especially in the current Xbox Series S and X. NVIDIA brought Tensor cores to the entire RTX lineup way back in 2018. AMD has only had the limited AI acceleration in RDNA, and that all changes with FSR 4.0. Right now, modern games coming out in 2024 and into the near future are utilizing the latest version of Fidelity Super Resolution, moving from FSR 3 into FSR 4. Xbox will soon be taking advantage of FSR 4, the next level AI upscaler, which also aims to increase resolutions, allowing developers to target native 1080p while making the game look more like 4K, which also leaves more room in the performance budget to increase frame rates. Right now, FSR 2 and 3 have seen some 10 to 15 frames per second performance boosts, but not enough to make the leap from a game stuck at 30 FPS to be boosted up to 60. Let's take a look at the upcoming Monster Hunter Wilds on Xbox Series X. A game in the RE Capcom engine that is so demanding on the CPU level that it is set to run at only 30 FPS even on the PS5 Pro. Without a true performance mode, this will also be an issue with the brand new mid-gen console for PlayStation. In the 2020s and looking forward into the next generation and the next decade, we are seeing Moore's Law come to life, where hardware cannot keep up with advancing software and the game designs and game engines. This leads many fans to fear the return to 30 FPS midway through the console generation, whether they have a Pro model or not. As developers strive to make their games look better and be more immersive, the compromise takes current consoles to a 30 FPS holdback like we saw last generation. But FSR 4 is so advanced over previous FSR versions like the current 3.0 we saw over the past 2 years that a performance budget could leave enough headroom to take a game that runs at just 30 to make the leap with sharper AI upscale machine learning resolution to actually run at 60 FPS. Meaning the game will look smooth and it will look crisp. Something that wasn't possible on the current hardware without the help of AI accelerated hardware this far into its development. It's critical to understand that right now, AI upscaling will be doing most of the heavy lifting for modern consoles and into the future. Xbox promises their next generation to be more technologically advanced than ever before, but if you read between the lines, they're really saying their AI system will be second to none for console. AMD's FSR 4.0 leverages AI algorithms for frame generation and frame interpolation, aiming to improve efficiency and performance. Normally, this comes with graphical artifacts, bugs and glitches, or latency that you can feel behind the controls. But the new FSR 4.0 aims to improve that efficiency and performance while also giving you tactile feel behind the controls. FSR 4.0 is open source and architecture agnostic, meaning it can work across a wide range of GPUs, including non-AMD hardware, but it's purpose-made. But with this partnership and support with AMD, you should see a great improvement on Xbox Series consoles. Upcoming Unreal Engine titles like the Marvel 1943 game, showing an incredibly high fidelity level of detail and superior realism at 30 FPS. And hardware experts have been warning console fans they may see a return to games at 30 FPS. Next year's Grand Theft Auto 6 will be one of the biggest hallmarks of modern gaming, with a touted level of realism that has not yet been matched, according to developers. And they're expecting GTA 6 to run at 30 FPS on PS5 and Xbox, even the PS5 Pro. But the question is, will there be enough performance boost to take GTA 6 from 30 to 60 FPS? Looking into the future beyond the Xbox Series console generation, and Microsoft will use Auto SR, their own stronger competitor to Nvidia that can be combined with AMD to give us sharper graphics, better performance, and finally allow developers to work on getting these games more immersive, highly detailed, and more interactive than ever before. This is Colteastwood. Thank you so much for checking out this video. I've covered a lot of the software and hardware features in the Xbox Series X, and some of that stuff hasn't panned out, but AMD has continued to support the consoles. And one of the things I understood as Xbox went into the mid-generation and PlayStation announced that they were doing a PS5 Pro is that Xbox is probably going to have a shorter generation than the PS5 will. In fact, there are rumors, and I've covered them here on the channel, that Xbox might be pushing into next generation in 2026 or even as late as 2027. And if they're doing a handheld, some of these machine learning AMD FSR things are really going to do most of the heavy lifting for consoles, making the games look and feel great without all the stress and budget for developers when they make games. And I hope that's what they're really concentrating on, because right now the games need to make it to the next level. And I feel like a lot of what we've played over the past few years has been just another sequel of a sequel of the great 360 PS3 generation. And I want them to take everything into a whole new set, a whole new way that we play games and how they feel. If you end up liking this video, let me know by liking and subscribing to the channel. Hit the bell if you want to be notified of new content that goes forward on the channel every week. You can do that by hitting the join button below over there. And also you can join the Patreon. We've got a couple of tiers there if you want to check that out. Links are in the description, and that'll get you early access for videos, some 10 to 12 hours before they go up, and get you monthly merch giveaways. Got some new merch coming out as well. Check that out on spring. That's in the description. But the Excellency Podcast is where we'll be talking a bunch about this. Some of the more insight with Middle Aged Game Guy. We do that show every Monday for about 2 hours at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. And thanks for checking out that show as well. But what do you think about FSR? Has it really made a difference in games? I know just about a year ago, FSR wasn't really getting it done. And now people like Digital Foundry and other experts are pretty impressed with what they can do. And really, the PS5 Pro is just using its own version of Fidelity Super Resolution. And people are really enjoying that as well. Anyway, I want to hear what you think in the comment section. And while you're there, do as I always say, be nice.